Taurus, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's get started for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising to see what messages we have for the week ahead. Keep in mind that these are general readings and may not resonate for everyone. So make sure to check out your other placements so that you can get a full picture of what's happening here. Okay, my friends, let's see. For Taurus, what is the energy around the week ahead for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising? Taurus. Okay, Taurus, you've got a lot of interesting messages here. Bottom of the deck is No Place Like Home in reverse. Okay, Capricorn just got that card. Okay, so we see here happy. So I do feel like there is something moving in to bring you a lot of joy and happiness here, but it's almost coming at the removal of something else. We see here this not for you card. There's definitely something here that is not for you, and it might be what you're pursuing. You know, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting here. I'm getting this vibe that you could be happier pursuing something else. And I say that because we see this milk and honey card coming out with truth be told. So I feel like you could be moving into a very new direction in the next week or in the new year here, Taurus, and that you might not feel like you have any support right now, but actually I feel like the direction of not for you is the support you're getting. You just don't see it that way. You might be working on something right now that you actually have to do the opposite. Isn't that interesting? It's one of those kind of moments where you've got to almost step out of that comfort zone and do what's not familiar, because if you do the same stuff that you're doing now, you're going to get the same results. And so it's almost like this reading is saying to you, if you don't want those same results anymore, which I don't think you do, then in order to find this happy energy where you feel very abundant, prosperous, fulfilled, relaxed, and sort of in your element, you have to be honest with yourself about, is what you're doing now fulfilling you? And if the answer is no, but, and then you give reasons why you're doing it that, you know, aren't fulfilling, but those are the reasons, like maybe money, maybe you know, that's what I do. This is what I've been training to do. This is what I have skills in, and is it fulfilling? Am I happy? No, but you know, it's one of those conversations I can almost hear having with someone, and then realizing after that conversation that you're doing something for a reason other than fulfillment and happiness. And it almost feels like your reading is saying that you're being guided towards something that is going to be fulfilling and bring you happiness. And so whatever it is that you're doing now is just taking up a lot of your energy, and it's not for you. You're really being guided away from this. And you're being guided to really be honest with yourself about where your happiness lies. Now, Taurus, this right now is in the oracle cards. We're going to jump into the tarot to see what part of your life this is affecting. But because this is a general reading, I almost feel like this could be affecting people in different areas. Like for some of you, this could be about your relationship, you know, and saying, are you happy in your relationship? And then you're like, well, I'm not really happy, but I've been in this relationship for so long. I care about this person so much. Am I fulfilled? No. Do I feel like really happy about how things are going? No. But again, you're creating this big but moment where you're going to do it anyway. And it's almost like the reading is guiding you to avoid that, to do something that's different than what you're doing now. When this card comes up in the reverse, it's really like do the opposite of what you would normally do, because what you're normally doing is not for you anymore. Do you know what I mean? So this could be affecting you in if you're listening to this reading, it could be affecting in different areas, right? It's not going to be the same area for everyone. For some of you, this could be about, it kind of feels like it could involve work. For some of you, it could involve a relationship. For some of you, it could just involve a habit or pattern that you engage in that doesn't bring you fulfillment or happiness, and you need to be honest with yourself and change that pattern. That's sort of the general interpretation here. So let's jump into the tarot and see, where is this affecting Taurus? Queen of Swords in reverse. Yeah, so it's important to really be honest with yourself about where your happiness lies. It's important to really be honest with yourself right now about where your happiness lies. Yeah, there's your transformative energy here, that something's not for you and that cycle needs to close so that you can start moving towards this major fulfillment, this major abundance, this major prosperity, lightness, and it's going to set you free. And you're ready for it because you've been carrying the burden of whatever it is that you're doing, and it's not making you feel happy or fulfilled, and you just keep doing it anyway. You know, you keep moving these wands from one end of the field back to the home, going back, grab more wands, move them back to the home. You keep doing this, and there's a part of you going, why am I doing this all by myself, day after day? It's not making me happy. And it's like your why isn't strong enough here. Your why is not strong enough here. So you need to sort of be honest with yourself about what really would make you happy. And then I feel like you're going to get a lot of support in that direction. Yeah, you need to be courageous enough to say the truth. You need to know that you can overcome any obstacle. And it's almost like you just have to have that inner strength to acknowledge the truth that this is not serving you anymore and it's time to make a big, big change. And I feel like it is a big change. I feel like whatever this is, it's going to make a big impact. And you've been waiting for sort of, not waiting for, because I think you've known this for some time, but it's almost like you've been waiting for this moment of truth in yourself where you can look at, maybe you've been waiting to hear a message or hear, to receive a sign, to be like confirming that, yes, continuing on this path isn't going to lead you to any sort of outcome that you desire. And that it's time to sort of pick up those wands for the last time, move them, sort them, and put them away so that they're taken care of. And then it's almost like then you can begin a new journey. I almost feel like you just need to bring closure to something here. Yeah. And you're tired of this. Like, you've got the Nine of Swords here, and it's like there's a part of you that's just feels completely bound to this situation. You're not bound to it. Whatever it is, there will be a way out. Whatever this is, if it's a relationship, if it's a work scenario, if it's a pattern of behavior, whatever this is, there is a way out. You might need some support when I see this leg up card, and I feel like those supports exist, and there's no reason that you need to do this all by yourself. That's also coming through for you, is that you don't have to do this journey alone, that there would be supports for you. It's almost like you just have to take that first step to acknowledge that this isn't serving you without putting that big but in the sentence that sort of justifies the continuing of this pattern. And so it's very interesting. Bottom of the deck is the Three of Cups in reverse. So this tells me a few things. This tells me that there could be, for some of you, some relationships that you're looking at, that these relationships are the things that you need to seek the truth on, because this is where you've sort of finding that you're not fulfilled. This also tells me that it could be that you're not feeling that you have support, like I just said, that you don't feel like you have a support system. This could mean that you're not wanting others to judge you. This could also mean that, you're afraid what other people will think if you do this, and that they won't support you anymore, that you have supports now doing this, but that if you suddenly decide to switch gears and bring closure to something because it's not for you, there's a part of you that's sort of worried, well, I'm going to lose all my friends, or I'm going to lose all my reputation, like my status. There may be a part of you that's like, well, then I'm on my own. If I walk away from this, I have to walk away from these people too. So that could be part of the but, that you don't want to walk away because there's some people involved, some relationships involved, you might be thinking that certain people will no longer want or sort of see value. They might not want to be with you, or they might not see you as being as valuable. But, I got to say, if someone was measuring your worth or value on something that could easily change, then that tells me that they didn't really understand your worth and value in the first place, because you're worthy and valuable no matter what choices you make, no matter what you decide to bring closure to, whatever cycles you're ready to end. That doesn't change your value or your worth, because those are inherent, so that's an interesting consideration. Let's clarify some of these cards for you, Taurus. Very interesting reading this week for you about, just being real with yourself and bringing closure here. For some of you, this is about a relationship. There's the Two of Cups. For some of you, this, or again, it could be that you just need to see eye to eye with yourself. But for some of you, it's about a relationship. And for others of you that are like, it's not about a relationship. This is about the relationship with you and yourself. Like, you've got to see eye to eye with yourself. It's time to really be honest with yourself about where your happiness is. And when I see the Death card, we see here this idea of the Seven of Wands with the Two of Swords. So it's like you have to make a decision. Are you going to keep sort of defending yourself? And yes, you're standing up for yourself, but this could be an exhausting sort of place to be in 24/7. And if you constantly feel like you have to defend yourself and stand up for yourself, then is this really the place for you? The cards suggest no, to bring closure to this, that it's not for you, and that there's no reason for you to stay in an environment where you constantly have to defend yourself. But you will have to make that choice. And there's the Two of Swords in reverse, sort of reminding us that this choice is difficult for you. But see, you've got two twos there. Two of Cups telling you emotionally you've got to connect with yourself, or if it's a relationship, to connect and really be honest with yourself about that other person. But I can't help but feel like the message is to really be eye to eye with yourself, like to almost have a heart-to-heart conversation with yourself about where your happiness is. And then to make some choices here. The Ten of Wands is being clarified here by the Four of Cups in reverse. So there may be a part of you that's like, well, I've missed my opportunity to have that level of fulfillment. I am where I am. I got to carry these wands, and that's my destiny. This is the life I've made. You can almost hear someone saying, well, I made my bed and now I got to sleep in it. You don't have to sleep in it. You can get a new bed. This is interesting. Like, this is almost sort of being like, well, I've missed my opportunity, and so now I just have to suck it up. And I don't think so. I think this reading is actually trying to guide you away from that by saying you could have this. You could have this level of fulfillment, but it comes at a choice, right? It comes at choosing yourself over a situation that you just feel like you're constantly in defensive mode, and it's creating a lot of anxiety for you to be in this situation. It's interesting. Yeah, I feel like you're really needing to sort of be honest with yourself. Have the courage to be honest with yourself. Have the courage to be honest with yourself. There's the Queen of Swords coming out again. You got her twice. You've got her here in denial and here seeking truth. And so be courageous. Seek the truth on this. Be honest with yourself. Have the courage to be honest with yourself about the situation that you're in that's not bringing you happiness right now. It's bringing you a lot of exhaustion, self-sacrifice, and this idea that, it's almost like there's a part of you that thinks there's no way out. And I feel like there really is a way out, but it's going to involve you having to really choose yourself and to be courageous about what you do next. And there's the King of Swords. Oh, he's got someone with him. Let's see. Seven of Cups, Justice, and the King of Swords. Isn't that interesting? So you're blocked by fear. That's when I say that there are options available, like there is a way out here. every time you look at one of those options, you're overwhelmed by the fear that comes up by choosing some of those exits. And seeing justice in reverse tells me that you're not being true or fair to yourself by continuing in this situation. That ultimately your responsibility is to yourself first. You know, like, and when we see the King of Swords, I think that's an excellent energy to sort of get you to restructure the way you're thinking about things. Because the King of Swords is very strategic and very adaptable, very flexible mentally. And so this is really a time where you need to sort of look within to see and be honest with yourself about how things are going in a certain area. And if this is resonating for you, I feel like the area of your life, you'll know which one it is right away, because it'll be the one that you're doing so much work in and it doesn't make you happy. And it's like you just keep pushing to try to keep going with this hope that feels false, because I don't think anything's going to change in this situation. The lesson in this situation is to closure. To achieve closure, because again, you got this Nine of Swords on the bottom of the deck. You got it twice now, saying that enough is enough. Like you can't sustain this anymore. You can't work your whole day in this environment where you feel unhappy, or be in a relationship where you feel unhappy, or have this pattern where you feel really unhappy, and then go to bed every night like this, feeling trapped. That's not serving you. It's time to break free and to move into a space that you're being honest with yourself about, and having that courage to be honest with yourself. Yeah. Okay, let's see. What does Taurus need to surrender or surrender to? Surrender or surrender to? Okay, your cards were at the end. Okay, first card, surrender unhealthy relationships. I'm telling you, for some of you, this is definitely about a relationship, but for some of you, and arguably for all of you, this is also about the relationship with yourself. Okay, it says here, let go of relationships that don't serve you, including emotionally unavailable relationships or toxic ones. You deserve to be treasured by others and be surrounded by positive people. And so, you know, Taurus, it's very interesting. For a lot of you, this has to do with a specific relationship. And for some of you, I think this has to do with really connecting to yourself and being honest about where your happiness is. But that's the same guidance if it's about a relationship, really tuning into yourself and being honest about it. Now it says here, surrender to setting limits. It is healthy to set boundaries in relationships, right? Practice expressing practice expressing your needs, and remember that no is a complete sentence. See, there's something you need to say no to. Something here is not for you, Taurus, and you're needing to release it and then to connect to your soul's path. It's like this is taking up a lot of your time, energy, and resources and emotional space. And it's actually creating an energy that's pulling you away from something that is your soul's path. That not for you message is not messing around, and neither is this no place like home. You really need to be honest with yourself about something here, Taurus. And it could involve relationships, but it also feels like it involves your relationship with yourself, just being really honest. It says here, your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. And right now, the lesson is that something's not for you, and it's got to get closure. Very interesting reading. I'm going to leave it at that for you, Taurus. I hope this reading has been helpful. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm sending you so much love and light, and I look forward to reading for you again soon. If you found this reading to resonate for you, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting. I appreciate your support on the channel so much. Okay, my friends, take care. Sending you so much love and light.